Now, obviously, since they're greedy goddamn motherfucking bastards, made these three fucking tapes, and they're like, oh no, these aren't good enough. They ain't got no face in them. It won't work. And so they're black. Mark says, um, you know, they're blackmailing him with this fucking security cam video that don't even goddamn fucking exist on a fucking like police report of theft that they made the fuck up in their head that was a false fucking report, and then they're using just a big pack of fucking lies to blackmail Mark into making fucking porn of me. So he says. So then, right. So yeah. So he's like, oh, they're gonna make us make more porn because those fucking three videos aren't enough. They need more porn, and this time with your face in it. And I'm like, I don't want to make any goddamn motherfucking porn. And he says, well, you have to, or we'll go to jail. Right. And I don't want to. And he's like, oh no, you have to, or we'll go to jail. Your uncle and that fucking, KKK reject is blackmailing us, and you have to make porn or we're gonna go to jail. And I absolutely did not want to. But happened any goddamn fucking way. So then there was another bunch of porn. Um, I don't know, several more made in Mark's mother's basement. And then it was made on this real funky couch. Um, I don't know. It's a fucking meme. That couch with that brown couch, that brown wooden, got the wooden frame and the ugly ass fucking pillows with a fucking barn on them. Yeah, it was that kind of couch, and it's kind of fucking weird because she had it in her basement, and at home we had it in my living room. Same fucking couch. Um, yeah, the couch is like this. So anyway, he makes me make more porn, but I still don't really want to make the fucking porn. So he would set up the camera, and then I would accidentally do something so that there wouldn't really be um, anything in the shot. So like, set up the fucking camera, and then you just take a fucking Coke can and right and oh, there we go, and sit in front of it, and then or knock it over, or throw something on top of it, because it's sitting, because there's a couch here and that love seat there. So he's just got the camera sitting over on that armrest of the love seat, you know, pointing towards the couch. And so I would accidentally go over there and, before we started, and block up the fucking camera view. Yeah. And then every time it looked like an accident. So when he took the tapes back to them, he said, oh, I don't know, Heather fucks them up every fucking time. Heather did it. Like, she fucking threw her shirt on it. Sorry. Oh, Heather fucking accidentally knocked it over, and it was on its side the whole fucking time. And, like, shooting mostly at the floor. And, shit like that. Shit like that. Just to not, because I didn't want to be in a fucking porn. Because I'm trying fucking not to. And then they keep coming back and, like, right, you know, um, like back at me, like, you have to make this porn or I'm going to jail. Me and so are going to go to jail if you won't make a porn. And your uncle so and so said. And I was like, holy fucking goddamn shit. You know? So I keep making the fucking tapes, but fucking them all up. So then, anyway, I'm hanging out with Mark, and I'm 15 years old. So I'm 15 when all of this is fucking happening. And, right. And I'm hanging out with Mark, and then he's like, "Oh, so and so invited us to a party, and he's gonna drive us up there." And I was like, "Where's the other guy that we usually hung out with?" And all right, oh, he's gonna come up later. And so we went with this other guy that I didn't really know. I knew from around town, but I didn't know the guy. So we get up there to this, abandoned place in the fucking woods, and then that other guy hands us both a beer, And then Mark, like fucking 2 seconds later, is fucking like took the fuck off. He's like, run the fuck off, like into the woods. And says, I'm sick. And then fucking ran off into the woods and left me with that other man. And then that other guy, because I'm sitting there on the fucking cooler, and he starts trying to fucking grope at me. And I'm like, hey man, don't do that. And don't do that. Don't do that. And he says, no, Mark wants you to. And I said, I don't think he does. And no, I'm pretty sure he does not. And he says, no, Mark wants you to. And I was like, no, no. And then I'm fucking yelling for him. And that guy is getting like more and more aggressive. And so I'm trying to keep the truck in between us. And right, it ends up. You can read the whole fucking thing. This is a long story. This is already fucking 3 parts at this point. And so I'm trying to keep the truck in between us, and then it's a lot of um, trying to keep away from that guy, playing keep away with myself and that guy, and right. And then at the end, he's fucking telling me, he said, look, your uncle, same fucking uncle, hired me to kill you two fuckers. Now hold the fuck still. And I'm like, oh, no. Right. Because the fucking guy that had, because Mark ran off in the woods sick. Um, yeah, probably Visine. Most probably from just what was wrong with him. He probably had Visine in his beer. And so he fucking separated the two of us. And then and that fucking guy tried to kill me. But what happened instead was when I was like running around, it was a truck and it had one of those metal like toolboxes on the back, and there was this fucking hammer. Um, there's a fucking hammer laying up on that toolbox, and then on one of the fucking go rounds of that fucking truck, trying to keep some space between us, I grabbed that fucking hammer. Then I had the fucking then I had that fucking hammer, and then he's a smoker, and got kind of out of breath, and it'd been going on for I don't know, it was 30, 40 fucking minutes of like fighting this guy off. And like at one point I was like up under the truck, like holding on to something fucking greasy, and he's trying to fucking jerk me out, and all kinds of fucking shit, all kinds of fucking shit, and I'm trying to fucking, and I got in the cab of the truck thinking I could lock the doors, but you could lock the doors, and I'm fucking kicking in with my fucking heels, like, and trying to fucking, get away from this guy. And then I was afraid to run out into the woods because it was dark, and, I'm just gonna go out there and fucking trip on some fucking shit, you know, and then what? You're right. You start running through the fucking woods. The first thing you do is fucking trip and fall. Trust me. Don't do that. And right. So you need to fucking stay, where it was relatively uh, lit, so I could, at least where I see where I was, and we're in the fucking, gravels. So it was no tripping hazards. Um, you know, and Anyway, he's backed up at the end of, I don't know, I've told this story on fucking Reddit. He's backed up at the end of the fucking truck, and I'm standing there, and he's like, "What the fuck are you gonna do with that hammer?" And I was right, and he's fucking telling me, and he's telling me he's gonna fucking kill me. He said, your uncle fucking hired me to kill the both of you fucking assholes for making all that porn. He was like, they're the one that made us make all that porn, right? Yeah. And he said, "Oh no, you're in a lot of trouble now," and da 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 da, and telling me all kinds of fucking shit, and standing there because he's like, panting out of breath, and I'm fucking, out of breath too, standing there with that fucking hammer, and kind of up next to the, the passenger's side door, and he's back there at the tail end of the fucking truck, and telling me this shit, and then not behind the truck, but off to my left, and right, and then he puts his fucking shoulder down like in a tackle position and comes running the fuck towards me, and I've got the fucking hammer in my hand, and I don't know what the fuck to do. So I took that fucking hammer and held it like a baseball bat. And when he got fucking close enough, just fucking swung, and it caught him right there in his fucking head, and it threw his ass back, and he was dead. He was dead, and that's what happened, and you know, uh, and then Mark finally got the fuck back from the woods and said he had fucking had diarrhea and was like real fucking sick, and which is what makes me think that the Visine. So I got real fucking sick, just like my whole fucking whatever, and he's just like what happened, and I couldn't telling him, and he said he was gonna kill the fucking both of us, and take us into this fucking abandoned trailer that was in the fucking woods, and set it on fire and leave us both burn us both up. And there was absolutely a fucking like jug of gas in the fucking back of his truck. And Mark was like, holy fucking shit, and then he's like, what do we do? And I said, whatever. And I said, this is self-defense. I think we just fucking call the cops. Yeah, I think we just call the fucking cops. And so that's what we did. We ended up calling the fucking cops, and they finally got them the fuck out there to where we were. That took some fucking doing to even get them out there, to be able to like locate and find us. And then they did. That fucking detective come out, and he's, because I was pretty, um, you know, scraped up, beat up. It was quite clear that something had happened, and right, fucking under a truck and fucking drug and all kinds of fucking shit. So it was pretty clear, um, just from looking, that was what the fuck happened. And I said, that is self defense, and there weren't any charges, but it was self defense, is what the fucking cop said. And after that, again, um, it doesn't really matter, what kind of fucking trauma I've had or what the fuck happens to me. There's just no, you know, um, like fucking therapy. I could have used fucking therapy, but instead I go back to fucking school and everybody's fucking talking about it. And they start telling this fucking story, yeah. There's just a little fucking, yeah. This fucking this little fucking girl walked into the wood with two wolves, and one came out in a body bag and the other on a leash, and that was the fucking story they told about it. And for a long time, I didn't even know what the fuck they were talking about on a leash was, but that means Mark was an accessory to my crime, but it was ruled self-defense, so there's no crime there, and right, because it was self-defense, and that's what the fuck happened. And then after that, um, you know, my other uncle, the one from the business, is like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on with you two? And yeah, you go fucking talk to him. And he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on with you two? And why did you make all this porn? And da 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 and da 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 da. And then you start fucking telling him, and yeah, you can't not tell him, you know. And right, and then who, and then who, and then who, and right, and he wanted to fucking know. So after that, everybody pretty much left me alone, just left me the fuck alone, and but not really, because that's when at the same fucking time, um, KKK rejects. He's got that fucking daughter that goes to school with me, Skanka, that likes to fucking push her face up to the fucking door. She starts a bunch of fucking shit at school. So then that fucking started. And maybe that'll be tomorrow.